Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So after several days of decline, XRP is climbing back up. We did see a low yesterday of just under 44 cents. Now, it felt brutal considering back on Wednesday, March 29th, we did see XRP upwards of 58 cents. And so I know some of you in the XRP community were hoping that we would continue to see this bullish rally. But now we're sitting at 46.8, so just under 47 cents. We have regained some of that, guys. If I throw this on the hourly, you guys can see we did come back down here, V-bottom out of this, and that is forming what is looking like the inverted head and shoulders pattern. So that's looking good. Poised for another move to the upside. If I bring Bitcoin up here on the hourly, you guys can see Bitcoin's also rebounded a little bit. Found its bottom here at around $27,200, give or take. And now we're seeing Bitcoin upwards of 27,600. So, this is the market. The peaks and valleys are part of this journey to the upside, guys. And, I always take a look at this and think to myself, this is a great opportunity to accumulate more if you still have not accumulated as much cryptocurrency as you've wished at this point in time. So some of the other cryptocurrencies that I hold are HBAR, for example. And so now I've only purchased HBAR one time right in around here at the end of December. So my cost average is at the price I originally bought at 0.041. You can see though, many of these cryptocurrencies have, come back down after seeing highs at the beginning of February, mid-February, give or take. So even HBAR, since this high down here is down again another 38%. Algorand recently got scolded and now being scrutinized by the SEC. So, even the algo token's down 36.8%. VeChain, guys, another one that I hold here, VeChain, let me just get rid of that. And, from this high here, we are seeing a retracement down from that high, 30.57%. And even, if we just look in and around here, just from last week, we're down about 15.5% for VeChain. So, this is part of the move to the upside. We are still making higher lows. So this is the positive thing, right? Still making higher lows. And so, for example, this is, technically the third best time to buy. If you didn't buy here, the second best time to buy, and this was obviously the best time to buy. Well, this is the third best time to accumulate more cryptocurrency. Of course, that's not financial advice. That's just what I am doing based on my best judgment. And so the big boys, they're getting geared up. And the reason I say that is because news like this is coming out, guys. I happen to see this from Michael Branch. Crypto now dead in America as U.S. authorities target nascent industry, says billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya. Okay, so he was recently just on a podcast, and according to the billionaire investor, crypto now represents such a threat to the government in the United States and the current financial system that regulators are doing everything they can to drive the digital space out of the country. And here's a quote. He says, "Crypto is dead in America." If you had Gary Gensler even blaming the banking crisis on crypto. So you got to see, this is the narrative that they are purporting. So the United States authorities have firmly pointed their guns at crypto. I just think that they are probably the ones that were the most threatening to the establishment. And they were the ones, in fairness to the regulators, that did push boundaries more than any other sector of a startup company. So now they're paying the price for that. The bill has come due for them. So this investor, he also blasts the SEC, obviously, for giving Coinbase a hard time. And it's an interesting kind of situation we're in, because not only is it the companies that are being, demonized by the SEC, and I could get the reason why. It's the companies that are, releasing these tokens that people are buying on the open market. And so people are getting rich off these, weird scam coins in some cases, meme coins, whatever it is. But they're also going after the infrastructure. And I have a feeling it's because they know they cannot get rid of every single cryptocurrency in the space. So that's good for you and I. So what are they going to do? And we've talked about Operation Choke Point 2.0, attack the exchanges, attack the on and off ramps. And so this is why they're giving Coinbase a hard time. They're using FTX as an example. Down here, another quote: "Coinbase played by the rules, stood in line, tried to do the right things. It seems that every step along the way, everything from board composition to executive composition to how they try to interact with regulators, yet they were probably the furthest away from getting a license." So this, guys, is the current climate in the United States. I was a little disheartened when I saw this too from Sento Sumo Saba here on Twitter. Disturbing observation. Okay, spoiler alert, Japan is far too influenced by the United States. Now, traditionally, Japan has, done their own thing in terms of technology, and they usually aren't terribly influenced by what goes on in the rest of the world. But Crypto Eddie here is saying this: Japan embraced crypto early. But tonight, for the first time that I've seen at least, the Japanese government funded terrestrial TV channel NHK with 44 million viewers. The population is 125 million. they produced an hour-long program on the dangers of crypto. I know how this country propaganda works, and so this is what she's reporting here from Japan. Just a screen grab here from the show. So, this is extending to other parts of the world. Of course, it is going to be a concerted effort for many of these countries, and it's not going to be easy. I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy for them to get us off cryptocurrency, but they are trying. Oh, yes, they are. John Deaton posting this. Who knew that 13 years ago, Elon Musk actually called out the inverse Jim Cramer indicator? Listen to this clip.
About the people investing in this, there are a lot of people who have looked at your IPO who have told me, you know what, I'm not sure that this is a smart investment. Our own Jim Cramer yesterday said, I'm not sure that Tesla has a business plan that's going to work. It's not a smart investment. What do you say to the skeptics who look at where Tesla is, the money that you're raising, and they say, you know what, they've got a nice roadster, but they don't have a good business plan?
Well, I think, Jim, I'd say, yeah, sure, Jim, we're no Bear Stearns, but I think we're going to do okay. Jim, I think, recommended Bear Stearns and Lehman and other things. So, frankly, he's a contraindicator.
Frankly, he's a contraindicator. He recommended Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers, and this was around the time of the 2008 financial collapse. I think this was from, 2010? So this was just as the economy was coming out of the slump. And, Elon Musk calling out Jim Cramer. He recommended the banks that went under. And so, the story of Tesla has made it in the history books. So Elon Musk calling Jim Cramer out way before the XRP community. So just think about that for a second. Michael Branch here on Twitter posting this. More warnings that the US dollar is going to lose its reserve currency status. Okay, so this coming from Peter Schiff. We know Peter Schiff is a gold bug. He's bullish on gold, and he explained that the death blow is coming for the US dollar as the global reserve currency in a recent interview with Commodity Culture. Regarding whether de-dollarization is happening and whether it's a real threat to the US dollar global reserve currency status, Schiff said, the only thing that's surprising about the dollar's reserve status is that it still has it. Despite everything that we've done, we still haven't lost that privilege. He elaborated, I think the current financial crisis, which is just getting started, is going to ultimately deliver the death blow to the status. The Economist added, people are reluctant to call it a financial crisis, but that's exactly what it is, except it's bigger in scale and it's going to be far more impactful than the 2008 financial crisis. Let's just bring up the chart here real quickly. And, the other day yesterday, I think, I was talking about the S&P 500, losing ground, right? And forming this inverted bullish pennant pattern. Even at its lowest, the S&P is only down about 27.4%. Or was down 27.4% back in October. It has since recovered, but some are suggesting that, this is going to be a prolonged trend to the downside, and we don't really know how long this is going to take. And some people are saying that this is going to be worse than the 2008 financial crisis, which saw a decline for the S&P down about 57%. So we're halfway there, but this could be even worse. I mean, we're in the midst of a great reset. So if they're going to burn it to the ground, what could we assume? 70, 80, 90%? Peter Schiff goes on to say that's going to really complicate things here in the US because it's going to send inflation much, much higher and American standards of living much lower. So obviously he is, of the opinion to buy precious metals like gold. And other countries like Zimbabwe are safeguarding themselves with gold too, even though the IMF is trying to bully them to get rid of their gold. So you guys can see how this is all kind of contrived, okay? The IMF tries to bully Zimbabwe by telling them to get rid of their gold coins. But Zimbabwe has doubled down. They say that is a dream that will happen on another planet and not planet Earth, that they will never get rid of their gold coins, and the IMF should mind their own business. So, why? Why in the world would the IMF tell a country to get rid of their gold coins? It doesn't make sense at all, unless they're trying to crash the financial system. Now, Zimbabwe, has this in the pipe, so I can see why, other than the obvious reasons, I can see why they're not ditching their gold coins. Zimbabwe to introduce gold-backed digital currency. So they will soon introduce a gold-backed digital currency meant to stabilize the local unit from its continued depreciation against the dollar. State-run Sunday Mail reported, citing central bank governor John Mangundia. This will allow those holding small amounts of Zimbabwe dollars to exchange their money for digital tokens to store value and hedge against current volatility, the report said. So the tokens will help ensure that those with low amounts of currency can buy the gold units so that they leave no one in no place behind. Zimbabwe, I mean, I gotta say, these guys are doing the right thing. They know exactly what they need to do in order to hedge against this great reset. So, trying to scare us out of crypto on the one hand, but also, over there in Zimbabwe, they're saying, yeah, but, you don't really need gold. This is psychological manipulation, people. Anyway, gonna continue moving on, guys. Jungle Inc. Asking, did I find a magazine here from the future? I didn't know Ripple settled. Did they settle? No, of course not. This is fun or misinformation or whatever you want to call it here. Jungle Inc. posting this. The SEC reached an agreement with Ripple Labs. As part of the settlement, Ripple agreed to pay $250 million. Did they really? I don't think so. But that's clearly what the article says here. JV also just posting this. I just wanted to bring this up because, you got to be careful where you're getting your information. I think, in the XRP community, we probably would have heard this by now if it were in fact true. So, again, just a FUD article here, laying out something that obviously is not true. But thanks to Jungle Inc. and JV here just for bringing it up because, I'm sure some of you guys are probably looking at this and thought, whoa, did I miss something? There are definitely people that probably purchased XRP at the height of the bull run a couple of years ago and, maybe have just kind of stepped back for a while. And I mean, if you're watching these videos constantly, there is no settlement. I mean, we talk about the lawsuit at least a handful of times a week. So some channels, talk about it every single day. But, we're still waiting for that verdict. Just be mindful, guys. FUD, or this isn't even really FUD. This is just kind of misinformation is out there, guys. So, just be careful where you are getting your information from. So again, wanted to thank JV and Jungle just for posting that. Nevertheless, though, I happen to see this, and maybe this could have a possible outcome on the case. Now, this coming from Bullrun Wonka here on Twitter. If XRP was created in 2012 and Ripple was sued in 2020, can the statute of limitations of 5 years apply to the SEC versus Ripple case? To put things into context, this is Jason Gottlieb, partner at Morrison Cohen. So he's a lawyer, and he was on the Laura Shin Unchained podcast. Listen to what he had to say about not Ripple and XRP, but about another cryptocurrency.
Look, ETH isn't a security. It's frankly pretty obvious to me. But even if it were, it's too late to do anything about it at this point, right? The SEC has statutes of limitations. ETH was first issued before 5 years ago. So there's really very little that the SEC could do about that right now. Now, statute of limitations is a very complicated thing, so there's a lot of asterisks there. We won't get into that here. But I think that Chair Gensler is facing an uncomfortable reality. Even if he wanted to do something about it, there's nothing he could do about it. And he knows that if he's caught in a sort of trap there, if he declares, yes, I think ETH is a security, it could have all sorts of terrible knock-on effects in the market and would really have a devastating effect on the consumers that he's purporting to try to protect. On the other hand, if he said, well, ETH is not a security, then you'd have 100,000 crypto projects saying, we're just like ETH. What's the problem here? So he's caught in this very uncomfortable position where he doesn't want to say anything. But of course, if you have the chair of the SEC who can't even tell us a basic thing like whether ETH is a security, and then in the same breath tell us, but everything in crypto is very clear. The rules are very clear. The guidelines are very clear. It just comes off as nonsense to everyone else who's listening to that.
Wow. So a lot of things to actually unpack here. Jason Gottlieb saying, the first thing I wanted to say.
Right. The SEC has statutes of limitations. ETH was first issued before 5 years ago. So there's really very little that the SEC could do about that.
ETH was issued before 5 years ago, so they have a 5-year statute of limitations. As per Bullrun Wonka up here, XRP was created in 2012 and they were sued in 2020. So that would definitely go beyond the 5-year status, which would mean XRP definitely not a security in that case. But the other thing I noticed that he mentioned here was the fact that Gary Gensler is caught between a rock and a hard place because of the web of lies that they have created for themselves. And this makes me very, very happy. He's caught in this uncomfortable position, is what Jason Gottlieb says, in that, he can't really give ETH clarity because then other projects will say, yeah, but we're just like ETH. But then on the other hand, he can't throw ETH under the bus because of the vested interests that we have all uncovered in the XRP community, hashtag ETHgate. So what is Gensler to do? Well, he's basically doing exactly that, being an a-hole, not being clear about anything. And, Congress is on his butt. Everybody is on top of him, piling on now as the crypto laws in the United States remain unclear. So, it's a multi-prong effect. And, I think that, in a lot of these cases, a lot of these guys just weren't prepared for what was coming down the pipe. Now, it's okay for XRP hodlers because Ripple's actually continued to make waves, not so much in the US, but overseas. They've moved into more verticals, and Rathacon here pointing this out to that point. Ripple has actually doubled down on crypto, moving away from marketing themselves as a plain payments network. They used to advertise RippleNet with crypto options. Now they market themselves as crypto for enterprise, pushing the pay network off center stage. So, moving away from just a payments network that uses XRP for liquidity, but now talking about crypto as a whole, providing liquidity of any type of cryptocurrency. Obviously, XRP could facilitate these transactions in a lot of cases, but not so much the focus. Looking at crypto in broader liquidity, crypto liquidity, cross-border payments, central bank digital currencies. If this isn't a change, it could be important corporate clarity. So maybe this is the way that Ripple's looking to get more business in the US, at least right now. They are not one payments network among many, like Wise or Visa. They are fundamentally about crypto, the XRPL in particular, and this is better reflected in the marketing now. A lot of what Ripple does is interpret through the SEC lawsuit with good reason. But this public product refinement looks like a leaning into the crypto world as a credible organization than anything to present as a payments network using crypto. So you can see it here, guys, in the marketing. It used to be all about liquidity using XRP and payments for, certain banks and corporations, financial institutions, whatever. But now they're leaning into a different, not so much a different vertical. So, I said that at the beginning, but I'm going to change my mind a little bit there and suggest that maybe it's more about crypto broadly, still leveraging XRP though, but really wanting to capture that larger market, right? Anybody who uses crypto can use RippleNet. And so, XRP definitely central to their focus still. The broader payment networks are going to get more clients onto the XRP ledger, which essentially means more demand for XRP. I think it's really just about the marketing at this point, and Wrath Economan making this great observation here. So I wanted to thank him for pointing that out. And here's another one from Wall Street Bulls here on Twitter, another Ripple partnership over the weekend. Intermex acquires land holdings, enabling Ripple's XRP expansion into Spain, Italy, Germany, and Canada's billion-dollar market. So down here, Ripple Labs partner International Money Express Inc., or Intermex, a leading omni-channel money remittance service company, has announced that it has acquired land holdings. So Ripple partner Intermex acquiring another big company, right? Part of the acquisitions, the secondary, tertiary partnerships that we've been talking about over the last couple of years now. According to Bob Lissy, chairman, chief executive officer, and president of Intermex, the move would enable the company to render services within the regions for the first time while expanding its services into Canada. So he says down here, it's a huge acquisition, which represents a tremendous opportunity for growth. Intermex will now provide outbound remittances from Spain, Italy, and Germany for the first time, and will expand its services and presence in Canada. The company's global footprint now reaches more than 60 countries from our current 28. In these new markets, we will continue to pursue our mission of great service to our customers and partners with a continued focus on profitable growth for our shareholders. So boom, Intermex, a Ripple partner now expanding into these billion-dollar regions combined, Spain, Italy, Germany, and Canada. So just part and parcel to what we have been seeing all along with Ripple expansion. Wanted to thank Wall Street Bulls here for pointing that out. Now, I happen to see this too, guys, from Merlin Crypto Future Invest. It was also tweeted out to me by Ian Binns on Twitter. XRP predicted price. Did you happen to see this? On mainstream media, XRP was on The Masked Singer. Now, somebody posted this on TikTok originally. And so if I'm not going to play the video just for copyright reasons, but I'm just going to scroll through it here. And it is a vertical video, which is supposed to be horizontal. So it might be a little difficult to see. But guys, as you see over here, it's a short shot of this clip. Take a look at this computer here, guys. XRP listed. And what was the price? $83,650. Nothing is a coincidence. Nothing a coincidence before it happens. They show it on TV. Well, you know about The Simpsons predictions and many other television shows like The Blacklist. If you guys didn't catch the video I did on that, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner, mentioning the Ripple network. Homeland was another one I did a few years ago. This stuff is happening. It's happening on television. We know the media is controlled. So the theory goes as such, they show this kind of stuff on the media to get us ready for it. Dogs here also posting this, from The Masked Singer. A clearer image, though, of that. And what does that say? That says 35. Does that say $35,348 per XRP? Somebody down here was asking, oh yeah, it was here, Meme P down here asking, how old is that episode? And Dogs posted this episode here from season 9, episode 7. I have it up here on YouTube. So this was posted only 3 weeks ago, March 30th, 2023. So I will link this, and it was directly from the Masked Singer's official YouTube page. I will link this in the description of the video. As you guys can see here, an XRP worth $62,763.90. The number was changing as this video goes on. You can't really see it here, but as this video plays, you can see the number changing. So the ISO Goat retweeted this out, a tweet from Jeff_XRP on Twitter, basically stating, hold the phone, the XRP price changes 8 times in the 19th second of the video. I did stop motion on that second and came up with 8 prices. And so guys, here are the 8 prices. The highest one actually being $99,214 per coin. But you guys just take a look at this. All these prices would be terrific. I'm not going to lie to you. So mixed messages. On the one hand, telling us to get out of crypto, even in Japan now, teaching their citizens about the dangers of cryptocurrency. The US has obviously shot itself in the foot too, allowing cryptocurrency to get too far, and Gary Gensler in a bit of a quagmire now, creating the optics of a colossal backpedaling effort to try to make sense out of the crypto industry. Meanwhile, guys, we are seeing it in plain sight. Do you think XRP could go to $99,214 per coin? Tell me down in the comments what you guys think, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.